Today we're speaking about the best practices for project management in Confluence and how to make everything possible with our app and the macros for Confluence. Some words about me. I'm product manager at Stiltsoft, and my team is responsible for several Stiltsoft apps. Perhaps you know some of them and use them, or you can try them a bit later. These are handy macros for Confluence, and our today's presentation is dedicated to this app. Smart attachments for Jira, smart attachments for Confluence, and spreadsheet issue field editor. Here you have my contacts on LinkedIn in case you'd love to make connection after the presentation. And some words about Stiltsoft. We are a software company creating apps for Confluence, Jira, and Bitbucket. We have more than 11,000 customers in all the countries around the world. At the moment, we have more than 25 apps on the Atlassian marketplace, and with more than 10 years of experience in the Atlassian ecosystem, our team is always happy to provide better solutions for you. We're Atlassian Platinum top vendor and Silver solution partner as well. So here you can see some of our top selling apps, table filter and transfer Confluence, handy macros, smart attachments, and awesome graphs for Bitbucket. But there are even more if you'd love to visit our page on the Atlassian marketplace. And today I will speak about how to organize your workflow in Confluence, how to visualize data, how to make data updates and entry possible, and ensure data consistency in Confluence, how to make sure that all your data is accurate, although you're working very fast and sometimes in a hurry, and how to search for specific items pretty easily and manage your data. Okay, so perhaps you or many of you are working with project in Jira, but there are some non-techie guys who love to have their projects in Confluence as well. And here are things that we love about project collaboration in Confluence, like having it as a single source of truth to collaborate easily and have access for all the things in one place, as well as integration with Jira and Bitbucket as well. But sometimes we have too much data and navigation across this enormous amount of pages can be quite difficult. Data can be not so up to date if someone just forgets about updating it at the time or at the necessary time, and of course, it's time consuming to go and edit the page each time you need to update just a small piece of information like date on a page or something like that. But no worries, we have a solution for you, and now we'll see how to improve all of this with handy macros for Confluence. This app is intended to allow you to format your interface in Confluence, as well as to create some interactive elements to work faster and more efficiently. This app is available for data center, server, and cloud, although I need to say that there are some differences due to cloud and data center platform inequalities. So in case you need to choose an option for you, please mind your hosting type. At the moment, we have more than 1,600 installs on the Atlassian marketplace, so you can see that the app is quite popular, so you can join. Here, today we're speaking about cloud solution, and you on the right of your screen, you can see the macros that are available for cloud. These are handy status, date, poll, button, slider, and we are working on handy cards, so stay tuned, they will be available pretty soon. Here I've got kind of a project overview just to show you and give some background. Okay, so let's see what we've got. This is a kind of a test project. Here you can have a central page with an overview, some project-related events. Here you have some particular pages with the information on the project. And as you can see, that the page 3 is well organized, and you have, as usually in product requirements collected all together, and detailed description for requirements with all that you need to have at hand. As well, also we'll see how to organize experiments and how to keep track of them while working on your projects with the help of our app. So this is just a basic overview for you to have some background to see how you can track projects in Confluence. So let's move on and see what tips we can suggest. So to start with, mind your workflow organization. Surely you can create some pages just on the fly because your team can do whatever they want, but mind the idea that there can be some visitors of your project space or page that need to quickly find the necessary page. So space shortcuts are great for this purpose. Another idea is to organize pages neat so that everyone can understand where to find what. For example, here you see how the pages are nested onto the parent page, so it's easy to find and to expect what to find where. Okay, another point is that sometimes you need to have feedback from your teammates right here in Confluence, and in order to stay tuned and not to switch contacts, you can vote right in Confluence with handy poll. It's created on Confluence pages. Here you see an example. So you can create options, and all your teammates will vote on ideas for quick feedback, quick decisions right in Confluence. Another idea is to visualize data properly so that your visitors of pages and your teammates will understand everything at the first glance. A good and very simple idea is creating tables. Here you can see how the table announces all the events which are related to a particular project, like webinars, Stride sessions, some calls, meetings, so everyone can see quite quickly where and when the event takes place. Another idea is to draw your attention to particular important places with the help of clickable buttons. And here you can see buttons created with the help of our handy button. So all that you need to do is to set up where you want to link to lead to your visitors, and then you have the button on the page. Right now you can see how easily it can be created on the page. So here is an example of buttons, and if you go to the edit mode, then you can see how it's created. We choose the label for the button. After that, we choose where to lead. You can make a connection with any Confluence page, or you can add any external address. You can pick color, width, and some basic configuration. And here you have a perfect call to action on your Confluence page to draw your visitors' attention. After that, surely it will lead to the address that you've specified. Another point is creating page overviews, and it can be done with the help of handy cards. As I've told, we are working on them for cloud. It will come out soon, so here you can see how they can appear on your pages. This is a screenshot from our server version, but basically it will be the same on cloud. It's a perfect idea to use cards if you need to highlight some particularly important pages of your project, like requirements or product vision or whatever else is required. And later on, we move on to data entry and how to ensure that your data is consistent while working in Confluence. We are all pressed with time, and templates, labels are really great to help us speed up our work in Confluence. We'll also have a look how to ensure that your data is up to date with the help of handy status and handy date. All right. So if you are working on product requirements, it's a good idea to add a new one, not from scratch, but to use templates. So here you see how it's organized in a project with the help of create from template native Confluence button. So all you need to do is to set up a template once, and then if you need to create a new requirement, you just start with this create from template button. You click it and start adding a new one. What's great about it is that you make sure that all new requirements are up to some specific standards that you use in your organization. And here you can see how it's implemented with the help of handy status and handy date already used in a template. By the way, please note that we have a table inside of a page properties macro, which is another Confluence native macro. This is done intentionally in order to reuse this content later on and collect all the requirements into one particular table under product requirements. A handy status allows you to choose from a drop-down menu so that your users will just choose the content, not to start typing them from the very beginning. And here you have it. After that, you see that with the help of handy date, you can change the date in the page view mode, and the same goes for your drop downs, like you can update status right on the fly very quickly. Okay, let us move on. Another idea for you is to make sure that all your data is accurate and easy to find. And in this case, we come to the idea of reusing content with the help of page properties and page properties report, exopt and exopt include macros and include page macro. I believe you guys use them extensively on your Confluence pages, and I'll show you how to combine the advantages of page properties with advantages of handy status and handy date. Here we have our product requirements collected with the help of page properties report. And we have child pages with specific requirements. So let's go to the edit mode. So you see the page properties here. So after that, you see the label, yeah, and with the help of this label, you can collect all the requirements in a parent on a parent page. So all you need to do is to insert page properties report with the requirement label. And here you have the table that is collected from child pages. But to make even more from this, you can use handy status for quick updates. Please make sure that when you update statuses and dates on a parent page, the same goes on your child pages. So thus you can be sure that no one forgets to go to the child page and update the information, so no need to go from one page to another. Okay, sorry. But there are some other benefits that you can get from handy status, and one of these is just switching on the fly. Another one is updating labels of the page based on your status. So you see, if you decide to connect the label with status, it can be easily done with the help of our handy status. And another point here is that you can later on see the history of switches of the status. Thus, your status tracking becomes really easy. So here you can see how the status was updated, what time that happened, who created this change, and what was the initial value and the current value of the status. All right, let's move on. Here you see that the same goes on your parent page, so it works on both sides. Yeah, you see. All right. So with this one, let's have a look at the key features of handy status. You can switch it in the page view mode. You can track status history. Our app allows you to see up to 15 changes of handy status. You can make use of page label connection, use custom sets of statuses, so the amount is not limited. You can create as many sets and as many statuses under each set as you wish. And have an unlimited drop-down amount on your Confluence pages. Use cases are limited just by your imagination here. Normally, this is a great tool for quick data entry in tables to ensure data consistency across your team, because all your team members will reuse the same statuses and sets across all the pages, so you make sure that everyone is on the same page and no similar statuses are used on your Confluence pages. You will have your data updated automatically across pages if you use a handy status, for example, inside of page properties or insert macro. You can quickly search for all requirements in a specific status with the help of labels. You just click on the label and find all the pages with this label, and you can create dynamic dashboards with the help of page properties report in combination with status labels. I'm gonna show you how our status is configured so that you can have better understanding how to create all the sets. It's very native and easy, even without reading the documentation, I believe. So you just create the status set name, and after that you add statuses. You choose a background color, text color, and here it is. If you don't need any particular status or set anymore in your Confluence instance, it can be deleted right here, no problem. So here you can see how you can reorder your statuses if you need to, and how to rename the status anytime. Okay. We'll also have a look at some tips on improved task management. I'm gonna show you quickly how to combine status, date, and a slider to organize your tasks in Confluence. Let us say you have some tasks under your requirement on a Confluence page. So here we create a table in order to switch statuses. Something goes wrong. To switch statuses, and after that you can track progress with the help of a slider, so it can create a good overview for your teammates on how the project goes on. Okay. And finally, I will show you how to combine all handy macros tools together and what do we have on your Confluence pages later on. So here you have a central page with a table. As you see, here we have handy date for quick updates, status, and a button to create call to actions on your page. Here you track all your requirements on a page with the help of page properties report. And finally, you have the page with product experiments where you can vote for the new experiment your team is about to start. Here you can vote for it and reset your vote in case you change your mind. And this is a kind of an interactive dashboard. So you see, once you change the status of a particular experiment, for example, then you just come back to the page and you see that there are no ongoing experiments anymore, but the one you've changed the status for has been moved to the planned one. So this is just kind of an example. And here it is. Thanks for your attention, guys. I'll stop sharing my screen and let's have a look at some questions, maybe if you have any.
Yes. Thank you, Elena. We have one question here from Anna. Does this macro features support exporting pages to PDF?
Yeah. You can export pages to PDF or Word with status and data absolutely properly.
Okay. Let's just wait a few more to see if we receive any other question.